Both Andrew Ball and the person he got into a fight with at the Veterans Home were patients in the Alzheimer's ward. So many families have had to deal with this disease, and tonight 24-hour News 8's Joe LaFergie is looking into what you need to know before placing a loved one with Alzheimer's in a facility. Joe?
Yeah, Sue, that victim, 84-year-old Andrew Ball's family, had complained to officials at the Veterans Home prior that he'd been assaulted before. So did the staff fail him, or is this another example of just how difficult it is to deal with the effects of this terrible disease? It was an ongoing problem, a frustration that ended in tragedy for Andrew Ball's family.
He had gotten hit a couple of times, and each time that he did, I would call and say, you know, this is what you could do. You know, you could do this and you could do that, and you could keep him from wandering so that he's not hurt, you know, for his safety.
The inevitable question, could the staff at the home have done more to protect Andrew Ball? The Department of Veterans Affairs investigation continues, but advocates for Alzheimer and dementia patients say the task of keeping them safe is at best a challenge.
Their judgment, their ability to process information and make good decisions becomes impaired, and obviously it was impaired on both ends.
You can try to isolate patients.
How do you make that decision would be my question, because
Spahn says the effects of the disease make it hard to predict how a patient will react. They may be docile one minute, aggressive the next.
people forget that sometimes that dementia is fluid, that you get used to dealing with one behavior or one part of the disease, and then the person's disease progresses, and because of the way it impacts the brain, it goes into another phase.
Which makes the decision of where to place a loved one with Alzheimer's or dementia all the more difficult. Staff-to-patient ratio and staff training are a few important factors, but keeping patients busy and focused is especially important.
Because one of the challenges of someone with a cognitive impairment is they're not self-engaging. That's why folks, wander around.
Now, I mentioned that staff-to-patient ratio. We did some checking. Advocates suggest one staff member for every 5 to 7 patients in an Alzheimer's unit. The Department of Veterans Affairs spokesperson told me today the Home for Veterans has about one staff member for every 4 to 5 patients during peak hours. That's generally during the day. At the live desk, Joe LaFergie, 24-hour News 8.